Welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla weekly news roundup where we cover everything that happened this week in the world of crypto, NFTs, meme coins, sometimes global news that affect the markets. And I do this every single Friday. So if you like that and you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button? It's right there. Click it. And with that, let's dive straight into the markets, which have been slightly trending downwards this week as we got some not so bullish inflation data with the numbers coming in at 2.4%. The expected numbers were 2.3%. So we are higher than expected, but we are still lower than August numbers, which were 2.5%. Although overall we are still trending downwards towards the Fed's target rate of 2%. The downside here is if we take a look at the estimates for the upcoming rate cuts, you'll see that there has been a significant change here. If you remember last week we looked at this, we had a 69% chance of a 25 basis point cut. We are currently at 83%, so that has gone up. Not too much of a big deal in my opinion, but you might remember we had a 31% chance of a 50 basis point cut. That is now at 0. Last week we had a 0% chance of no cut at all. Now we have almost a 17% chance that the Fed does not cut rates, which would be quite bearish and potentially send us into the gulag. Now, luckily we still have 27 days until the next meeting. A ton can happen between now and then. What you're going to want to look out for today, unless they already happened early this morning by the time you're watching this video, is the unemployment numbers, because the Fed has said that their main mandate now has shifted from inflation to unemployment. So they value unemployment numbers more than they do inflation. Although of course, both are still important. Jumping into the Shape chain, which I have been covering for the last 2 weeks. If you remember, we had the first raffle for Deekay's DeepL mint, which did mint for 0.08 ETH, and this project has been doing extremely well with the most recent sale at 1 ETH and the current floor at 0.97 ETH. So that's like a 12.5x return if you did manage to get whitelist and mint this. I personally went ahead and bought one off the secondary market just to get those additional medals, and I'm currently at rank 20 because your rank is going to matter for future raffles. The next of which is for Xcopy's Cope Salada collection. It is a 250 piece collection. The mint price for this is 0.33 ETH, which I understand is expensive. However, if you look at the sales, they have been selling anywhere from 3.5 to 4.69 ETH. There was this one sale at 2.56. This was a mistake. You should not have done this. You could have gotten way more if you just waited here. Here there was a sale not even an hour later for 4 ETH. I don't know why you did that, but this collection is performing quite well as Xcopy is a very notable artist in the space. So if you did work your way up the leaderboard, the snapshot is happening today. So hopefully you, one of my viewers, does manage to win an Xcopy piece. Now, not only did we see NFTs perform well on the Shape chain, we also had our first runner. I believe this is the first meme coin. I also saw there's a Pepe one, which I did buy, but I'm not 100% sure which one came first, but this one is called Circle. The idea behind it is that as the market cap of the token grows, so does this black circle on the website. And since this is an artist-backed chain, a ton of artists were posting about the circle, which did cause it to pump all the way to roughly 22 million market cap. As you can see, it's currently 5.5. So yes, it did retrace. Maybe we'll see Xcopy or another big artist post about this. It'll get another pump, but it is poor timing for this token launch with the state of the current market. Now, if you are coping that you were watching this chain, that you were trading on this chain, but you missed another meme coin play, don't worry. We're going to have plenty of chains in the next 6 to 12 months. We got Barachain, we got Monad, we got Movement, we got Abstract. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more that people are gambling on, but your goal when you hear about this stuff is to learn about it as quickly as possible and be ready for the first runner. But jumping back into Xcopy, we did see an 800 ETH sale on one of his pieces called Chatbot and Chill, which was originally purchased in, I believe, late 2018, or the mint started in late 2018, and it was actually purchased in early 2019 for 0.75 ETH. ETH at the time was at $116, meaning this piece was purchased for less than $100, and it sold this week for 800 ETH, which is 1.9 million. So GG to both the buyer and the seller. It's good to see art NFTs performing well, because outside of shape, NFTs have still not been doing well, at least whitelists for NFTs, which is something I mentioned in my Tuesday video. Outside of the Murad Memecoin NFT pump that we're seeing, the NFT market is still not in a good state. We really didn't have any good mints happen this week, or like the traditional mints. We do have a couple of ones that I'm keeping an eye on next week that I think could be potential secondary plays if you don't have whitelist. If you do have whitelist, these are free mints, so in my mind it's a guaranteed win. The first one is Hello Monster. It's a free collection of 999 NFTs. And the second one is Today the Game, which is minting on October 17th. It is a 5,555 piece collection, which is slightly high, but it's still entirely free, so no risk if you have whitelist. And personally, I expect these to fall somewhere between 0.1 and 0.2 ETH, mainly due to the larger supply. If not, I would assume it's going to be higher. Usually these secondary collections are roughly 10% of their genesis, which is currently sitting at 1.15 ETH. It is slightly down than where it was about a week or two ago, but I do think this collection is going to perform well. A lot of people are very bullish on the game, and if these were under 0.1 ETH, let's say 0.05, I would personally get out the broom and start sweeping. Continuing in things happening in the NFT world, Chimpers had another sale for one of their card packs, which is 17 different cards, but does also come with a chance to pull a one-of-one physical arcade machine. Now, if you also pull a Grail or a Legendary, you can also redeem a physical card, but obviously pulling that physical arcade machine is the top prize. Now, these minted for 0.004 ETH, which is less than $10 at current prices. Unfortunately, the sale does end today. If you're part of the Noti gang and you're watching this video when I dropped it, you might have a couple of hours to catch the sale if you're interested in this. However, if you did miss it and you're upset about that, don't fear, as they're going to have more sales in the future. You could see they have another one in October, 2 more in November, and then one that has been announced in December. Now, speaking of arcade machines, this Polar Challenge arcade game by Pudgy Penguins was spotted in a Chuck E. Cheese in Dallas, Texas, as Pudgy's continues to expand their brand. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a ton more about Pudgy Penguins all over the timeline as they gear up to launch their chain Abstract, which I'm hearing a lot of rumors is supposed to launch in Q4 of this year. Next up, we saw Mew, the cat in a dog's world meme coin, is doing a partnership with Superplastic to launch their very own collectible figurines. Now, while I don't think they have revealed what they're going to look like just yet, if y'all want to send me some for free, I'll display them right here, free of charge. Moving on to token news, we saw the launch of Carv's token, which is performing very well. It launched, it seems, sub 300 mil FDV. It is up over 100% on the daily. If you bought within the first, I guess, hour of the day, it is currently sitting at a 570 mil FDV, with their biggest exchange listing being Bybit. Now, I did hear a little bit of FUD about their token airdrop, people complaining that their wallets were identified as Cybles even though they weren't, but they're addressing this here. So if you think your wallet was mislabeled, be sure to check out this tweet. I'll put it in the description down below. That way you can get your Carv token airdrop. Now, we also saw Scroll post about their upcoming token launch as well as their airdrop. Their token is going to be launching on Binance, so that is a major listing, as Binance is the #1 exchange, at least in my opinion, for token launches. But they also revealed their tokenomics, showing that they're going to be airdropping 15% of their supply to their community, split up into 2 different drops. The first is 7% in their first drop, so I assume on TGE, followed by an 8% airdrop saved for the future. If you have been grinding Scroll, the airdrop is going to be happening on October 17th, and the token launch as well as the token airdrop claim is going to be happening on October 22nd. In airdrop / gaming news, Super Champs launched a token checker for their season 1 reward campaign, which is available on their website. Again, I'll put a link for that in the description down below. I personally grinded both of these games daily I was top 15 in a leaderboard, over 52 million points. I am getting an airdrop of 281,000 tokens, meaning if their token is at 100 mil FDV, which I feel is very reasonable, I'll be getting airdropped $28,000 for having played video games. Now, on top of that, I also still hold my NFTs, which are still going to have some value because they never go to literal zero. I'll personally be holding on to those as they will be kicking off their season 2 airdrop any day now, and it will also have a ton of rewards. So I'm going to continue grinding that and putting out content around this project. Continuing in gaming news, this week we also saw the launch of early access for Off the Grid on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, which does seem to be going extremely well with over 100,000 viewers on Twitch. They also did some marketing campaigns with well-known Web2 streamers such as Tim the Tatman, we have Ninja, amongst many more. Of course, these are paid campaigns, so the interesting part is going to be to see who continues to play the game after they're no longer being paid, or do they just go back to the games that they normally like to play, which isn't 100% bearish. When you build a core audience playing Call of Duty or whatever game, you're gonna continue playing that game. But it would be great to see at least one of them continue to play Off the Grid. We also saw with this campaign, Ninja got an exclusive skin in the game, which let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. Next up, the HBO documentary on Bitcoin finally launched on Tuesday, which everyone was anticipating, as HBO said they've discovered who Satoshi Nakamoto is and they were going to be revealing it, which they revealed to be Peter Todd, who has already said he's not Satoshi. And to be honest, I saw the little clip of where they're saying he's actually Satoshi. It's very poor journalism, in my opinion. The evidence is extremely weak, and this was basically just a marketing campaign in order to get the crypto community to watch their documentary. Now, we did get a few meme coins out of this. Obviously, there were some Peter Todds that were trending, but the funniest is, of course, with meme coin degens, everybody is looking for Peter's dog or cat's or rhino's name, which he did reply to somebody saying his pet's name is Your Mom, and a token called Your Mom launched and ran all the way up to 6 million market cap. However, now it's pretty much dead. Now, we did get another pet token with the WIF owner getting a new dog, which was revealed to not be true. This is just a dog that they were babysitting, but the dog's name is Shoko or Shoko. And of course, multiple tokens popped up on ETH, on Solana, and did run to multiple millions before they crashed back down. However, if you have been in the meme coin trenches, if you have been tracking the markets, I'm sure you've heard of Murad, who has been the main character of the last few weeks. But with that does come some unwanted attention, like attention from Zach XBT, who did dox multiple of his wallets, holding up to $24 million in meme coins. We can see here his biggest holding is XPX 6900, where he has $17 million of this token. He also has Giga at 3.1 million. Everything else is under $1 million. He has Retardio, which is close to $1 million, Popcat, Mini, Mog, Bitcoin, Cocaine, Skibbity, Lock-in, Apu, all tokens that he has been bull posting all over the timeline, and a few others, although I don't really know any of these other ones. Now, some people did bring up that it's not really ethical to dox a doxed person's wallets, as he wanted to keep them private, and you're potentially risking his security because now people know he has tens of millions of dollars. To which Zach XBT said, if you're going to start pumping meme coins, especially low cap meme coins, you better be ready to show people your wallets, as they deserve the transparency to know what you're holding. But speaking of pumping and manipulating tokens, 18 people and companies have been charged for manipulating crypto, including Gotbit, ZM Quant, CLS Global, and MyTrade. I don't really know many of those outside of Gotbit, but the FBI allegedly created their own token called Next Fund AI, for which trading is now disabled, and they went out and hired these companies to catch them in the act. Now, while I haven't seen all the details of this investigation, people started going through Gotbit's history of tweets, for which we got some nuggets like this tweet where they explain how they needed to snipe and then dump the water token on retail in order to protect retail to make sure they get in at a lower price, but they're completely ignoring everybody who bought in the entire time they were dumping. So very weird stuff, and only time will tell what comes of this investigation, if there's going to be jail time, fees, or if it's just going to be a slap on the wrist a la FTX. Speaking of which, FTX in courts finally got their airdrop approved, and by airdrop I mean customers getting their money back, as the courts have approved a plan to start paying back customer funds as well as interest. So we don't know the payment details just yet, but positive news as money is going to start being put back into crypto investors' hands. That's it for the stories of the week. Let me know down below what your favorite was. Let me know if I missed something. To be honest, I was playing a lot of off the grid this week, so I wasn't fully locked in to the crypto markets. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel reach a wider audience. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching New Crypto Gorilla. Peace.